Okay, check. Morning, everybody. Yes, good morning. Morning. I could hear me? We say good morning now. See, somebody don't start out with the foolery. Says something I keep, something is keeping. Yes, people. It's about time I get these lives going again. I know I'm not going to get much views this morning because, a lot of people ain't know about it. I just decided to just get up and come chat. Yeah. And get real in the process. Because I must admit that I ain't had no plans of continuing with this political thing because I want to give a little backstory this morning before we get to the real crux of the matter and what we really want to talk about. But you see, politics in St. Kitts and Nevis is a struggle because you must understand that people emotional about these things, and when people when people emotional about certain things, it'll take away all cognitive thought out of the whole process. Auntie Tracy, thank you for sharing the live. Yeah, people, just tag somebody, share the live, and let them know that we are here. Yeah, let's get real. We're back. So, because I supposed to be somewhere else doing something else, but anyway, this is important. So, back to the politics thing now. And I hear Big Lie is supposed to be on tomorrow. Trouble. I mean, what he going to say about trouble. Anyhow, you got to understand that being in politics, being in a political atmosphere, it takes a toll on you. Mentally, physically, and other kind of leads. Because whether you want to admit it or not, human beings ain't the easiest thing to deal with. They're just not. And when emotions is involved, some people who get real let me not look at the comment section because people commenting about all kind of things we ain't got nothing to do with nothing. What my eyebrows got to do with what going on here this morning? You grudge me eyebrows. But anyhow, people that take politics to a different level. And case in point, leading up to the 2015 elections, right? I went through some things personally in life that I never thought I would have got through. Living in St. Kitts and Nevis, growing up in St. Kitts and Nevis, in Sandy Point to be exact. I don't know when the culture shift from going hard in life, getting an education, focus on what you want to achieve, focus on who you want to be as an individual, and be the best version of yourself that you possibly can be, and contribute to society in a positive way. That's what I grew up in Sandy Point knowing. Going to Sandy Point Primary, then to Sandy Point High is now the Charles E. Mills Secondary School. That's what we were taught. Some people didn't take the teaching serious. But for those of us who took it serious, it made us what we are today. Sometimes I have some of my former teachers pass me and they watch me and they say, I'm so proud of you. It just goes to show that what we taught made it somewhere, somehow. Now, mind you, ain't everybody made it that way. Some people chose a different path. They chose a path of ignorance. They choose to let outside influences dictate how they act, how they behave, how they think. No, ain't everybody born with a certain level of intelligence. But everybody born with the capabilities unless there's an anomaly and you just ain't that way inclined. But you can still get to that point if you put in the effort, put in the time. You ain't got to be born the brightest. But if you apply yourself, you could make something of yourself. And that's what I did. You think I couldn't be a gangster? I couldn't be a gangster. You think I couldn't be out there running up and down, thieving and shooting and doing all kind of dumb shit? I could be doing it. I could have been doing it. I saw it going up in Zanny Point. But I chose a different path because I didn't want to embarrass my mother, my family, my grandmother especially. So me choose a different path. Right? Some people ain't choose that path there. And for the people who ain't choose that path, they want to blame everything and everybody else. And they're holding on to that for dear life. They ain't letting it go. It got to be a politician fault. It got to be the system fault. It's my teacher them fault. They don't like me. Boy, if I could count on one hand how much teachers they actually like me when I was going to school, is a lot. I had a particular English teacher. She named by Miss Williams. She did come high school after a while. That woman didn't like me at all. And that's something I like her neither. One time she tell me, your teeth are so big. And she give me some word in the classroom. Now look at me be today. Me. Maybe some Sunny Point. A lot of my teachers them tell me, but I ain't gonna come out to be nothing. Me had family members tell me, ain't gonna come out to be nothing. And if I didn't let that deter me, I'm a living example. And that is why when I open my mouth against certain things in society, me not just talk from a place of talking sake. I talk it because I live it and I chose a different path. Some people just want everything handed to them for free. They don't want to put in the hard work. And if they feel like they put in just enough work and the red carpet ain't being rolled out for them, it's a problem. And that kind of mentality there is what is dangerous in society and in politics. Could you imagine? And I'm going to use a popular phrase where this joker, pan straight talk, they be using all the time. Could you imagine? Dancing. Anyhow, we can get to that part of the show later on. But could you imagine? People were ain't putting the effort in school, were ain't putting the effort in their personal life, walking around with a chip on their shoulder, blaming everybody else for their failure, except themselves. The system not like me. My mother not like me. My father not take me. Nobody in life owe you nothing. You got to work for every goddamn thing that you want out of life. Ask anybody who ever worked for anything. Some people were lucky enough to have parents or people who gave them something, who gave them a start. Most of us ain't had that. Everything I got in life, I worked no scunt for. Now, mind you, me not say that along the way people ain't assist me and people ain't point me in the right direction or somebody ain't plant a seed over there. But I had to go and put in the work. Jesus Christ in the Bible tell you, God help those who help themselves. You got to want it. So these people with that kind of mentality there had it in that because he can support labor and labor in power and they ain't making hundreds of thousands of dollars and they ain't rich, that somehow is the government fault and he can keep in the government there, so we gonna kill him. Me good auntie walking through a lane overheard some people over a fence sitting down, hide complaining that Ike pan the radio I keep them down. And anyhow we catch him in a good spot, we gonna kill him. Because here one I keep her we down. But catching me in a good spot ain't gonna be so easy because number one, me not careless with my safety. From morning, me know myself, me not careless with my safety. You know, catch me in certain places, you know, catch me do certain things. Because me know, once you start to talk against the ills of society, the ills of society gonna push back. And if they catch you slipping, that's when they're gonna kill you. So, after my grandmother dead, me not had much reason to go Sunny Point other than my mother. And me could have called mother on the phone. I done been through some things in life, Rasta. I could have gone a different route. You know when they did catch me? 2013. Black Sun. The opening of Black Sun. I had a gig in St. Paul's. I passed to Sunny Point, you know. When I reached Cleverly Hill, I said, Ike, you must stop being so antisocial, man. You're from Sunny Point. You don't make a name of yourself. Go show your face in the community festival and big it up. I turn back. There's a saying that say when you're done on your journey, don't ever turn back. Because something behind that way to you. But I say, you know what? Done with it. And I turn back road. And I park up by me Auntie-Patsy place. Me good Auntie-Patsy. Right to the top of Mount Tidal there. Across from Benjax. I park up right there. Them time I had a kind of goalish, you know, kind of call it, Beja, what they call it. Almira. I park it up there. And I went in the proper fix up. Mind you, me can't dance. Me not to like code. But I went just to lend me support. Show me support. To say, boom. While I in the party, somebody come in and call me, well, right. Them man just mash up your car, you know. Say what? I went outside. Big crash in my windscreen. I just went back inside. When everything done and I come out, I call the police. I said, make the reports. I could get back my insurance to fix back my glass. The next day I went Sunny Point. I went by Bees and I get the security footage. And I see everything play out on the security cameras. A man come down to the back of Patsy yard with his face tied up with a shot. And he bark a half a blacks through my windscreen. All because of politics. Can't be nothing else because me don't deal in drugs. Me don't deal in illegal firearms. I's not no gangster. Me ain't ducks in the body from Sunny Point to say, well, okay, me and a man got beef over a woman. Me don't interfere with people. So the only thing that they could possibly be is politics. Because they don't plan to kill me. And now they catch my vehicle, they mash up my vehicle. And me just cool, me just take it just so. Me not make no big noise about it. Some people in know, some people know in know. And some people pretend like they didn't care. That's why I'm relentless when it comes to politics. Because people who I thought were my friends, they were part of it. I know that they were part of it. Because the word don't get around. Because watch here, we live in a small society. And the word they get around. And they hear them like normal. They don't know that I know. I mean, I go let them know that I don't either. I just got to just be more careful with myself. So certain places are you going to see me go. Because of my own personal safety. There were many nights people follow me around this town. On one occasion, they tried to rob me and Laxman over KR. All these things are going through. People that come on Freedom Wall threaten to kill me and me children them. All because I choose to talk politics. I choose to back a certain party. So I know you got people around here with that kind of mentality. So, but that didn't go very well. Some people just learned about it the other day. Up to yesterday, Sensei ring down my phone. Ike, what happened to you? What happened to you? So, what do you mean? Nothing happened to me, I sleep. She said, somebody just come in the bank and tell that they mash up one vehicle. I said, I just posted them videos there on Facebook just the other day. Because when they had my video circulate, calling this person, calling that person, trying to bring down Ike. Because they thought that they had something now. So them PLP people put it out there to try to bring me down. And he had some Labour people who were glad to share this shit too. He had even people who I done help in life were glad to share this shit. They didn't even pick up the phone to call me and say, "But what is it?" No. They run with it. A lot of people just run with it. The real people them call me and say, "But what is?" I say, "Well, there we go. Things happen." But a lot of people, they call around the world to see how they could bring down EK. Because EK voice is too powerful. Who the hell do he think he be? Who the hell he think he be? To be making all these noise in saying it's about politics. Who is he? How dare he? And so now they think they have something. They run with that. Everybody put it up on the snap. Everybody share it here. Everybody had a comment. And I saw all the comments. Could you believe people who done thief? Done went jail or thiefing. Me never got jail or thiefing yet. Me never even end up on the bench. Could you believe that people who don't do so much shit in their life had an opinion about me, EK? Me? Abiding EK? Me live my life a certain way. What make you think they can't step to me in person? They got to use all kind of fake profile to say all kind of bullshit when I even make no sense. Because then I got nothing upon my life. Because me live my life a certain way. Them scrutinize their life and see. They mix up in all kind of dirty scandal. Me never had them thing that to my life. And they thought they had something now. So when nothing happened now, they walk out by shit. Let me switch to something else. And in the meantime, while they were busy trying to tarnish my name, trying to make me look bad, guess what? Resignation letters start streaming in. Timothy Nahana party. Massive, who don't work with the government. Drive on the government jeep. And he walking time, seeing up and down the place with a Guinness bottle in his hand. And walking time. Disrespectful to people. Blocking up traffic, doing all kind of shit. He spearheading trying to bring down me, EK. By me a decent man. Me a decent, respectable man in St. Kitts and Nevis. Me build that there. What you talk I say? Me no easy to bring down. So I beg you now, liar, please, who try to bring me down, stop. Because it ain't gonna work. It can't happen. Only me could bring down myself. And only God could bring me down, Rasta. Not like you. So in the meantime, while they're trying to dig a hole for me, the party in shambles, the whole executive gone in, the chairman gone in, the deputy leader gone in, Timothy Boy himself again. You can't hear from them. You can't hear from them. Massive gone on like nobody know he. And what he was into and what his life was like. And now because he won a few political people, he feel like he has arrived. And somehow you saw this shit and share it too. Everything that go on in the PLP chat, I know. Everything. Because regardless to what some people may think, I done help a lot of people in this town, you know. Not because me no walk home with no camera and me no say it. More people respect me and love me than what hate me. And no matter why you try, it can't happen. Now come down to the PLP people them now. The man party in shambles. 1 week they try to bring me down and next week then I had a party. Oh here? They no have no party. Thank you, Simone. I got the praise of a lot of powerful people. behind me. And I'm thankful for that every single day. That's why I try to live my life a certain way. Somebody hear me on the radio now, you feel like that is all to eat. I don't know me. And how you ain't gonna never get to know me. That's as much as I gonna get. That's it. So I could ease up off my name. Making all kind of phone calls. What are we gonna do about EK? People are asking me, well, what is there to do? What is EK do wrong? Show me somewhere where he do something wrong. Show me. They can't show. And they're up and down with all kind of bullshit. Me and I are cut from a different cloth. They can't stand up in the same sunshine as me. And I don't even like to talk like this. Jario, you know. By in our place, who would have thought that Timothy would have lost? When I hear Akila say that the party moved away from its core principles, what do you ask principles? What principles PLP were founded on? Let's go back over the facts. What principles was PLP founded on? All Timothy wanted out of this country was to be prime minister. He didn't want a damn thing else. That was his main objective, to be prime minister. How do I get there? Take down the one person that's stopping me. He ain't even went about it the right way. And people jump on his bandwagon and went with him. Sam and all. The biggest disappointment ever. Sam Kanda. You see, when me talk, right? When me talk, right? Me call things straight down the middle, you know. And call it for what it is, you know. Me use words to express reality, not shape it. To conform it to my own twisted view of what the world's supposed to be. If he read, he read. And that's it. Done. You don't need an explanation. How do I know? Sam ain't last with Timothy. Once Sam Condon had nothing else to offer Timothy, Timothy ain't even mention his name. You ever hear Timothy Harris mention Sam Condon name? You ever hear him give thanks to Sam Kanda? You ever hear him give thanks to Douglas Watley, Clecton Phillip? He don't call these people name. You know why? He ain't got no more use for them. They don't give all that they could have give, and he just discard them. He don't even mention them. When you hear decent people say, I got to where I am because of this, and this. Such, and such. You ever hear Timothy say that anybody help him get to where he be? You ever hear him call out or single out anybody who don't agree with him right now? Think about it. Listen it. I'll even prove my point a little further. Akila, when she resigned, suppose I see what they say about her in the PLP chat. By they drag the woman there. They drag hell out of she in the PLP chat. Me get the screenshot there. Massive who every morning he get up, Massive post me video and this bogus article where they had attached to me video. Every morning Massive get up, he post it. But when Akila resigned, he no post nothing in the PLP chat. He no had nothing to say. The Janelle Pepper she ass. Abuse hell out of her. And you know what they call them? Toxic and dirty. Imagine an article come out from PLP saying that the resignation of their deputy leader, 2 or 3 candidates plus the chairman is a cleansing of the party from the toxicity that was within. What that tell are you? The man no got no thanks to give nobody. Come down to buy. Me just don't want to call him name at all, you know. But carries the same poppy show there. Get up and say, have you ever seen a bigger disappointment or a clown for a parliamentary representative? Stumbling around like a clueless clown. When the same joker stand up in front of thousands of people and say it's a A-team that Timothy bring Giawi. When the rest of us they know that they don't know the elbow from their ass. We didn't know, we did see it. And we like, well, he going with that deal. When she won up in the village and say, Akila can do, we said, do what? Let me show you how Timothy Nahana use nobody. And anybody who decide to go with Timothy, but that try help pop up his political career, you's a damn fool. Hear me again. Anybody who go with Timothy at this point in his political career to prop him up, you is a goddamn fool. Let me tell you why. Let's get real. When Pam and CCM split from him and left him with his 2 seats, and Hammy, that's a 3 elected seats Timothy left back with, and the rest was senators. Wendy 20-something thousand, Juicy 20-something thousand. Then they had allegiance to Timothy, they had allegiance to the money that Timothy run. He write there in black and white. I mean, I mention nothing else where they get. I only gonna mention what I see. That got account for. The 20-something thousand that they get for mashing up St. Kitts with them COVID dumbass restrictions. Both them are save lives. You destroy people's life. When they split, imagine Akila is his deputy leader in a PLP. The greatest health minister we have ever seen in the history of this country. And he couldn't even make her the deputy prime minister. What that tell her you? He give it to Hammy. He ain't even prop up his own party. He ain't even bestow her that accolade to say she's the first woman deputy prime minister of St. Kitts and Nevis. He gave it to Hamilton. Hamilton is now the deputy prime minister. And now you're going to whack me and tell me that Timothy got used to people? Weeks up and down a papi show. He said, man, your weeks was up and down with Akila, you know. That's why you cannot trust these people. No, you ain't gonna hear from Wendy. Wendy them don't disappear. They don't have no use to St. Kitts people no more. She stand up on a PLP platform and talk about, I make no apologies for doing my job. I was saving lives. Where the hell they be till today? You can't find them. Because the money dry up. The money dry up. They disappear. But anyway, back to the point. He couldn't even make Akila the deputy prime minister of St. Kitts and Nevis for 90 days. He put Hammy. So what Akila think was going to happen? What Nubian think was going to happen? What Talbot think was going to happen? The first time he bring Talbot Giawi and call up Talbot on a stage to let her know that Talbot going to be a representative in number 8. He no want Talbot talk on the mic. He pull back the mic from Talbot. And Talbot to take the mic from him and say, but you can't bring me on the stage and don't expect me to talk. That just goes to show you Timothy no have no use for nobody. So when me hear he say that people are calling from local and abroad in the diaspora want to join the PLP, there must be a set of damn puppy show. The man no have no use for nobody. The day you disagree with Timothy, that are the day he no have no more use to you. No care what you do to him. Just look at the history. And you got people like Weeks up and down on social media, Papi show himself. By Weeks, the day you disagree with Timothy, he gonna rest on your ass. Timothy don't even mention you. When Timothy attacked publicly, you don't see him mention Weeks. Just think about it. You ever hear him say, and people like Weeks, yeah. You don't ever hear him mention Weeks. Yet every day Weeks on social media, Papi show himself for Timothy. By Weeks, wake up. Wake up. I look at me ass, yeah. Me no know why. They said the convention gonna be in when by June or July. I am waiting anxiously to see who in the right mind gonna take up the self and go with Timothy. After he track record of how he did discard people when he had no more use to them. The proper thing to do from a party perspective is to thank the people them for their service and let bygones be bygones. But he called them toxic and dirty. A bird picked me up my ear and tell me but they were trying to get him to relinquish the leadership, to rebrand the party and come back with a fresh slate because they now realize that people don't want Timothy. The man has no substance. Unless he got a money who run pan you, he not come with nothing, no substance. He's not a person you could talk to. He ain't a person that you could disagree with and work out a compromise. No. Ain't gonna work. So when they come back, I want to see who they're gonna come with. That's a point number one. June 27, well, I waiting to see who gonna take up the nice, decent self and go join with Timothy, who talk about that come and want to be in charge of this country. You crazy. What's wrong with that, you? Anyhow, let me get to what we want to talk about, you know. Last night, the deputy, and before I move on from Timothy, no, well, this is going to tie into it. I hope I don't forget this point, right? Last night we had a live from the leader of the People's Action Movement. Are you listening? Are you watch it? Let me see if I can find it here. See, because I don't believe if I talk about it, I'm going to say by Ike, you always a bad mouth. Pam and somebody else. You're a real labor. Don't worry. Eventually I'm going to bad mouth labor too. And then I hope that I'm going to see that man a serious youth. If you right, you right, and if you wrong, you wrong. Right? I'm going to just play a little piece of it to you. Because I mean, I understand them foolishness here. Let me make sure that me other audios off.
Constituency number 5.
I hear this.
Point. Now, of course, we advertise this live and we indicated to the public breaking news. And indeed, it is breaking news. I know that within recent times when persons hear of breaking news, they think of resignations from political parties. Let me make it abundantly clear that Sean Richards is not here this evening to announce that he is resigning, or that any member of the People's Action Movement is resigning.
I watch this, yeah.
The People's Action Movement is very strong. We are in the process of rebuilding the party. We have asked all of our executive members to put all hands on deck. And I am happy to say that that is exactly what we are doing. We are in the process of rebuilding PAM. We are in the transformation process so that the People's Action Movement will come back stronger than ever. Before I continue, allow me to say congratulations to all of our athletes who participated in the recently held Carifta Games.
I want to hear that. You're the worst sports minister ever in the history.
We intend to engage our supporters who are overseas, whether by Zoom or by some other means. Because, as I said earlier, we want all hands on deck in terms of rebuilding the
They want all hands on deck in terms of rebuilding the party. They just come out of government to 7 years, you know. After they win in 2015 and Timothy started to behave how he, I called out to a Pam lady. I said, family, she push up, she mouth upon me. Because for morning, Pam people realize that Timothy not used to them. He don't get the prime ministership. He not had use to Pam. And you had a bunch of weak Pam leaders. They had 4 seats, three seats. But they're weak. Because them boy don't understand how government work. And instead they go in there and try to learn how government actually works, sit down and read the constitution to understand what their role is and what the role of the prime minister is and the powers that he have, they went in, they go papi show themselves. You couldn't even talk to some of them. They forget their own people. It's only the well-connected people and the rich people is who really elevate on the PAM, you know? Look around and see the grassroots PAM people and see who they empowered. They might have hired a lot of them down in Skillet, but that was about it. Who else they empowered? Sean had so much of friends. And guess who he empowered? Holly. Who else from Sunny Point could manfully stand up and say, "Bah, he can me"? Sean put certain things in place and he developed certain things around here, and I became a millionaire because of the leadership of Pam and Sean. Name one Sunny Pointer. Just one. Name me one Sandy Pointer or one person from Fig Tree. Who? Became a strong financial giant because of the leadership of Sean and Pam. Just one. You know, no go far. Name me one. So now that they ass out of power, now that Timothy done mash them up and stain them up and bend them up and dent them up, now all of a sudden they want the Pamites them now again. And when they had a chance to make sure that the Pamites them were looked after, not a damn thing went so. Prove me wrong. Somebody show up and say, because maybe me no know. Somebody show up and say, because maybe me no know. Let me sip some water. Just show me one. So now he come on alive, ain't sound good. The camera, the person who hold the phone, shaky and flimsy, he want to tell me, after 7 years in government, the PAM party ain't got nobody at all around them who could lend them some pin and mics, who could lend them a tripod to hold up a phone, and we supposed to take PAM serious? PAM now starting up a conversation to come criticize Labour and can't even put on a decent presentation? Well, according to Talbot, what happened then on the money now? Then on the money. Who the hell them they could convince? Let's say for argument's sake that right now Labour ain't doing good. Let's say for argument's sake that things ain't as how Labour promised it on the campaign. Let's just say that. Let's give them that. But who the hell could take Pam serious with this year? What this year? Oh, somebody said Noah. Oh, Jesus Christ. They come up with one. Noah. Worst carnival chairperson ever in the history of this country. They look after Pam. They make sure that the party itself was re-established and strengthened. Timothy root out all of that there. He diminished them. You ever hear Timothy say Pam? He said team unity. What? I mean, these people don't understand Timothy. When people hear me talk about Timothy, right, they feel like I hate Timothy. Let me just state categorically. I hate Timothy. Me like the man, they bad. Out of all of my all-time favorite politicians, Tim right up there. Bracha dead before me ban, so me not born a Bracha. Me come meet Kennedy and Dougie want me now. So my top politician is Dougie. After Dougie is a stiff tie between Dwyer and Timothy for second. After them there, Mark Brantley. These are my personal choices in terms of politicians. And if you look up there, you realize that Timothy and Mark are they criticized heavily because it is what it is. But in terms of their charisma, in terms of their eloquency, in terms of how they maneuver politically, I admire them boy there. Me like Timothy bad. Timothy does everything deliberately. And unless you're paying attention, you know what Timothy do? Timothy never big up Pam a day in the life. He said the team unity administration. And then when it suited him, he said the PLP government. That was by design. To get you to forget Pam. And instead, these jokers use the opportunity in government to big up Pam. The whole 7 years. They only do it in the last 2. Not even the last 2, the last 90 days. I don't know who Pam political strategist is, but no, that's not a strategy. That's not a strategy. Somebody say, Mark Brantley clearly been winning. Of course. Because he keep out strategizing NRP. And instead, they understand and respect what the guy doing and where he coming from. They're up in their feelings. You got to understand and respect your opponent. Otherwise, you can't beat them. Because with respect come understanding that you understand them for who they are. You understand how it is they get done, what they get done. And that's a lot of people problem in this country. They don't have no respect for nobody. They allow the emotions and the hatred to govern them. Oh yeah? You got to understand your opponent. You got to respect your opponent. They've been washing out your ass. And you know, sit down and say, shit. What it is that they are doing that I am not doing. Because even though they're not doing anything, they're doing something, right? Because they're winning. So obviously they win in the hearts and the minds of the people. Sit down and analyze it. Instead of up and down social media, abuse. But when you talk, nobody want to listen because why? Everybody went to college, you see. Me no went none. Me no went none. What is the definition of respect? Look it up. You asking me? Look it up. Google it. Words have meaning. At the start of this show, I tell you that we have become a world that people use words to shape their reality as opposed to express it. People using words in the wrong context. People using words and don't understand the meaning of the words them. Wow, we forget that we had to go to school with this dictionary and thesaurus. It's like nobody want to use the definition of words anymore. No, you want to come to semantics. Respect is earned. Here you are. Understand I can see, but respect is earned. Darling, if you never pick up the art of war, pick it up and read it. I got this thing wrong. Respect is earned, yes. Nobody got to do something for you in order to respect them. Their works, how they get it done. The fact of the matter is Mark Brantley been winning in Nevis. Why? The mere fact that I don't respect that fact is the mere fact why he keep winning. Because you ain't understand it. Or you dismiss it. And when you dismiss your opponent, that's the first battle you don't lose. Nobody say you have to do something honorable to be respected, you know. The mere fact that they can do something to you warrants you giving them a level of respect that, hey, you could destroy me, you know. I don't hate centipedes, but I respect those bitches. I respect their ability to inflict serious pain. I respect that. And so therefore, I am not going to make the mistake of underestimating. I respect their nature. You got to understand. Come out of your feelings. Don't be so shallow. You may not like the guy because he opposite to you. Or you may not like him because something what he say. But respect the fact that other people like him, you know. Respect that fact. Respect your opponent. Once you got respect for your opponent, that means you're going to understand them. You're analyzing them. Because they're obviously doing something for them to win. When I step on the radio, and we're going to come back to Sean just now. Sean, hold on there. When I say on the radio that Timothy playing chess and the rest of them are play checkers, everybody say, oh, you're going to wear labor. You're big up Timothy. Duns bat, me not big him up. If I say dog the back, that mean I big up dog? No. I'm stating a fact. The dog big and the dog the back. That ain't bigging him up. That's respecting the fact of what the guy actually doing. The man outmaneuver them. The man literally this work out. Tim no, he couldn't win, you know. Tim know that PLP ain't had a prayer. But Tim work out, if I am going down, I taking down everybody with me. And when I take down everybody with me, my second goal is to erode them so much that it's going to take them a longer time to come back. So said, so done. Pam mash up, you know. The margins where CCM used to win by, you realize they ain't win by it this time? What the results? Forget about your feelings and your emotions. Look at the results. Just look at the results. And you will understand. Bye. Mark had to fool Pam. Let me tell you why Mark fooled Pam. I'm going to break it down to you. Remember that Mark said out of his own mouth that since 2015, Timothy now go on work, you know. Since 2015, he keep going to Timothy and trying to get a meet with Timothy to tie down how they're going to share the revenue of the CBI, you know. And Timothy keep putting him off, put him off, put him off, put him off. He went to Sean. He said he went to Sean and his colleagues tell him, just cool now, man. We going to know how to deal with Timothy. Nevis could have done get a fair share a long time. Let me tell you how they could have done get a share. In 2020, Mark come back with 3 seats. Sean gain a seat. He come with 4. 4 and 3 are how much? 7. Right? Timothy gain a seat. So now Timothy moved from 1 seat to 2. Pam disgruntled with Timothy. CCM disgruntled with Timothy. But Sean ain't had the balls to say, Mark, no problem. We know since 2015 Timothy now go on good. Because we said so out of we own mouth, eh? And them says so no me, you know. We know since 2015 Timothy now go on good. We now have 7 seats among us. You got 3, me got 4. Here what we gonna do. Get your 3 to support me as the leader. I'm the leader, Pam. I'm gonna be the prime minister. I'm gonna go swear in as the prime minister in 2020. We done win the election. This is how it works. Forget the feelings. This is how it works. The person that commands the majority of support from the elected representatives shall be named the prime minister. So if they had a problem with Timothy since 2015, 2020 was the time to take him down a peg. You realize who show up to the swearing in ceremony for Timothy in 2020? Only Sean. Who's supposed to take Sean serious as a political leader? Sunny Point could have got the first prime minister if Sean had balls. If Sean was a ruthless politician. But you hear he was standing on principle. We done commit to the 2 terms. Whatever happening right now in St. Kitts and Nevis in terms of how damaged we are by the leadership of Timothy, Sean got to carry the basket because he allowed Timothy an extra 2 years. Notwithstanding the 5. Then know all the shit that Timothy was doing since 2015. And then had the balls to file a motion of no confidence against Timothy. Because all them were putting up a front. They were lying to an entire federation. All of them. Because every time they spoke, they said this is the best ever. Only to come and find out in the last 90 days that nothing tall bingo so. And them say it, no me. They could have saved us from Timothy. So who's supposed to take Sean serious all now, so? They could have ended Timothy's political career more than once. And then had the balls to do it. They could have gone and signed in Sean as the prime minister in 2020, after the 2020 election. And tell Timothy sit his ass down. Because once you're not the prime minister, you have no power. The prime minister in our constitution got powers beyond measure. Who ain't understand that is who playing stupid. Timothy knows that. And that's why you see he come and, Lord, we gonna work it out. We gonna just make me prime minister again and we gonna work it out. And once they give him that power there, by to hell with you, me the prime minister. I'm not going to tarnish this office by relinquishing certain ministries to you. By then, they don't have no power. We make you think things play out or we play out. Because they don't understand how things work. Timothy understands. And that is why you got to respect the guy. To understand that he playing chess. So that's how much opportunity is that? They could have filed a motion of confidence against him between 2015 and 2020. They didn't. They win the election in 2020. They could have signed in Sean as the Prime Minister and let Timothy sit his ass down. They didn't do it. They gave it back to him. And then 2 years later, they now come to try to strong arm him when he done had 2 extra years to cement his position. Do other shenanigans where they had to do inside there. You know, see the kind of extravagant campaign that Timothy won in 2022. That takes money, Rasta. Where you get the money from? Who's supposed to take Sean serious this morning here? But they want to go to the Gigi to fire the Prime Minister. Partner, the Constitution is clear. The Governor General can act in certain instances. Those instances that Ayo went to the Governor General with was not one. I don't care what you say. Ayo believe in your head that he could have walked so, but reality shy that he couldn't walk so. And tap receipt in no scunt. It's tap receipt now, you say, you know. The man was there when the Constitution was being written. And now I think that I could just go up by tap receipt and just get tap receipt like a papi shop. What's wrong with you? It goes to show that you ain't understand this thing. I know government work. I know the Constitution work. Otherwise I'd succeed. Timothy outmaneuver you. He mash up you. When you come out and I was out here flabbing your mouth and I say, Sean, hush. You remember me telling Pam to hush? You hush. They had town all meeting the down there. Me know nothing about no peace. I said, Lord have mercy. Lord, you hush. You know why I was telling them hush every afternoon? Because ain't what God on your body that defile you is what come out. And they talk themselves into a corner because they talk too damn much. They said they know nothing about no peace. Lindsay says so, Sean says so. But when it suits them now, they come back around and say, oh, the peace program was a lovely program and the peace program was this, to suit their political agenda. When it didn't suit them, then they don't want no peace because they try to make Timothy look bad. But now they want to try to make Labour look bad. All of a sudden, the peace program was a wonderful program. It was a great program. The same program where you say nothing about the man. Who supposed to take Pam serious? Just look at the live the last night. That what Pam come to? 50-something years old and that's what Pam come to? A man with a phone? A tape alive with Sean over a desk? I say what? Rasta? Let me go back to the live liar here. What else? Sean been a say. Can't understand this, sir.
People's Action Movement. We have, during the course of the last few months, been taking a hard look at the People's Action Movement. We have been looking at our structures. We have been looking at our approach. We have put certain committees into effect to basically restructure some aspects of things that we do and how we go about doing those particular things. For example, we have put a media committee in place, which is to engage persons in terms of current events. We have looked at a constituency group, and that particular group, that particular committee, is going to look at the different constituencies and concentrate, give ideas as to how we can go about rebuilding PAM in the different constituencies. We have also put a committee in each and every single constituency. We provide you with the best possible candidate, a candidate who at the end of the day we are confident will be able to win a particular constituency. We are open to ideas, we are open to suggestions, so if you have any ideas, any suggestions as to some of the things that we ought to do differently going forward, we welcome your suggestions. PAM is an inclusive party. PAM is a party which wants to hear the ideas of all of the different persons. Even if it is that perhaps at this particular point in time, you don't support the People's Action Movement, but you have looked at the People's Action Movement and you recognize that there are things that we can do differently. You have positive suggestions, positive criticisms to provide to the People's Action Movement. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from every individual who has positive feedback to give it to us here in the People's Action Movement. For those perhaps who, during the course of the last election, had whatever reason not to support the People's Action Movement, we welcome you back, and we also will apply to hear from you. Your feedback too is welcome. Now, in terms of with each passing day, we recognize that the citizens of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis are crying out, and they are opening their eyes to the reality that PAM is indeed the best party to lead this country. For all the persons, you would have seen PAM in action, whether it's
the man said that PAM is indeed the best party to lead this country. St. Kitts and Nevis people, why these people think that we just at a puppy show? I understand that you could love your party and nothing wrong with that. But why these people think that are we a puppy show? Oh my God. You mean to tell me, after 7 years of a PAM-inspired team unity government and a PAM-inspired peace program, Sean and PAM in her not one creative that could have lent them some mic and a tripod who put the thing pan? You see me and Labour. If Labour going to do something, they ain't even gonna call me. They only gonna know they're gonna do something. What is he going to use? Who you gonna use? Oh, we got Jamco, we're gonna use AJ, we're gonna use John. Okay, no problem. But something quick and fast, bap, here. That's how me be. The presentation got to be key. People are watch this around the world, yeah, on social media. And this is the presentation that you put out. Who's supposed to take you serious? You know her, no friend, you know empower, no creative. That you could have called and said, look, I'm going to do a presentation, I need some camera, I need some mics. Not one. But a bird pick me by me ear and tell me that they owe them. We know 3 beasts are here. they owe them, so they can't call nobody. How the ass you allow that to happen? That is why we're going to take a closer look at these political parties and see how they function and see how they structure. The executive for your party is supposed to go out there and make sure that your party is financially sound to pay all your bills, instead of letting all of the campaign financing go in the hands or the pockets of the politicians and then end up in the pockets of the people to garner support. The money is supposed to be spent properly. But that's how most of these political parties are followed final. Because nobody can account for the big money them where they come in. Oh here? So by the time the campaign done, the political parties them owe everybody. Well, you say nobody listen that day, but I mean after that again. Because nothing at all was in that day. He came to talk about crime, right? And we're going to talk about crime and issues today. Well, today? Yeah. Because I heard some interesting statistics given by a surgeon on another radio station about the shootings that came to the hospital between 2015 and 2022. Because now that we got a couple of murders, and murders are always bad, we don't like to hear that. Now that we got a couple of murders in 2023, the PLP people them, the PAM people them, and even some Labour people up on the talk about, oh, it come like only when Labour in crime and shooting the go on. Are you done, sinners? According to the statistics, it was no less than 20 shootings. No less than 20. It went down to 18 and 17 at one point between 2015 and 2022. What the hell are you saying? But you see, when the shootings took place on the Team Unity, you ain't had these fake profiles. You ain't had time shit. You ain't had certain people saying certain things and putting it out there and making it, sensationalized. So nobody was paying attention. But when I play the clip from the lady who talk about the shooting incidents that arrived at the hospital between 2015 and 2022, somebody gonna hold our head. And some of your Labour people so gullible. Every damn thing I see, sometimes confusion I run with it. I share it. And I know where you come from. Sometimes you see some things end up in some chat room, you're like, well, who wrote this article? Where did it come from? By me and me each in a WhatsApp. And you're forward it? You on cunt? You don't know where it come from. You don't know who write the article. But you're forward it. What this here? Well, who the hell write it? I don't even get them. You know why? I don't stop them up. Once anything come out and time shit, I come out on the other Facebook page them. I say, hey, who write this here? Me no know. I say, well, how do you ask you sharing something and you don't know where it come from? You can't quote the source. But you're sharing it. Don't send nothing to my phone again, and I'm going to block you. You look at this lady, every time shit put out something, she screenshot it and she said, can you see this here? I say, hello. Who wrote the article? Because respectable journalists always put their names on articles that they write, so you can know who wrote the article. So in case you have a query, in case you need to verify something, you can call the source and ask a question. Time shit ain't got no source. Nobody even know who won in the Facebook page. Unless you know, you know. So how the hell you sharing something and you can't say who wrote the article? Like the article where they write upon me. and was circulating. Who wrote it? Nobody know. But you're sharing it? You're on cunt. So once you get it, you just share it. Regardless of what the information in it be. And then when somebody end up with lawyer letters now, you're ball. Because you as an individual have a responsibility to go through any information that you receive and go and try to verify it over here, verify it here, before you yourself push it out. But somehow everything I get, I want to share. Look here. And I can't verify where it come from. I sorry I can't find it. Anyway, I'm going to look at it. May want to play Sean no more. Sean, goodbye. You're not serious. You is not serious. Come with that jokey line there. I understand where you go with that there. You just hold your corner here. I understand this. And just to show you now I got an island tea. Time shit. 5 days ago. Right? SKN General Surgeon addresses upsurge in violence in the Federation. Says it affects all aspects of life. They put out that to make the Labour government look bad. But if you as a responsible person go and listen to what the lady said, and the stats that she quote, this is nothing new. But instead we blame the stinking gangsters them. We blaming everybody else. We have blamed the police. We have blamed Joe. We have blamed Dr. Douglas. We have blamed Timothy. We have blamed the administration them for stupid ass people taking up illegal firearms and shooting one another. Nobody want to talk about the gangster them because what? The gangster them is loving people. You gotta be kidding. Something wrong with you. I'm going to find the article and I'm going to play them. Go look for the island tea and you will see. Listen to the statistics of the people who show up at the hospital. So when they're saying, the peace was working and had much murders and shootings during the team administration, lie. That's what the politician them said to make themselves look good. But the actual statistics prove otherwise. So which simply means that no government is responsible for crime. You know who is responsible for crime? The people who commit the crime. And we don't want to address them. We don't want to call them out. We prefer to blame somebody. What the police do? What the government do about the crime? The criminals, them are your friend and family. And when they drop dead, you see my RIP, and they see them start to post a lot of picture with he and a child and something, and trying to pass him off as a decent human being. Well, I tell you, I just don't know why. When are you going to begin to hold the gangsters them responsible for the shit that they're doing? Or you want to hold everybody else accountable? Oh, it's Ike's fault. Oh, it's Douglas' fault because he said he bad for me born. Are you really think that a gangster going to take up a gun who go shoot the next gangster because of something what Douglas said last week, last year, 5 years ago? I must really take people who can't. That could make sense. I'm going to continue to talk about the peace because we're going to be peace. We ain't got nothing out of the peace. Let me tell you. Before them kind of monies they leave, we taxpayers' money, and go to the gangsters them who chose to live their life a certain way outside of the law. They would have got to give me something for it. Number one, I wanted every last gangster documented. I will give you amnesty. I won't persecute you under the law, but I need to know all the gangsters. I need to know the gang structure, who is the leader, who is the this, who is the that, where your drugs was coming from, where your guns was coming from, before I could fork over $30 million give you. And Timothy up and down parading himself, oh, the peace, you's a cunt. What the hell are we get from the peace? And that information should have presented to the Minister of National Security, passed on to the Commissioner of Police, so that we have a task force in place to monitor these people. Are criminals they be? And when you say that, oh, EK, mustn't say that, it's an alternative lifestyle. And you who went school, go do your work, who want to live a decent life in society, you got to be jumping through all kind of damn hoops in the bank them in order to get a loan. They want this paper, they want that paper, they want that paper, they want this paper. But we allocated $30 million to gangsters. And you mean to tell me that decent, right-thinking, upstanding citizens went along with that? Nobody wants to see crime. Where's the rehabilitation? Where's the rehabilitation process? How much of them went into rehab? How much of them went into a program that taught them about Jesus and taught them about love and taught them about conflict resolution? How much of them? Where now? For security purposes, where now? Coyote certain company where they come talk with Junior, now he not say a damn thing. He don't know. But who want people on the peace? No, no. I can't say. But how much each individual getting? Me know. Can't say. Oh, they ain't just getting free money. They're working for it. They're cutting grass. $30 million to cut grass around the Federation? Hi, look at me ass, yeah. You need $30 million to cut grass? It's not making any sense. I stop trying to poppy show me here, making no sense. Why are you telling me? Why are you telling me, boy? Because I not say a long old man, you know. And that's only for 1 year. They were working. Okay, what jobs were they doing? Where were they showing up to? What did you garner from the gangs them? For we money? And if people really understand, the government ain't call the peace, you know. The gang man them decide that they're going to call a truce. And then the government step in to try to assist them for an alternative lifestyle. And out of that process, people became millionaires out of the treasury. For all we know, police officers get money off of the peace too. For all we know. For all we know, the person or the messenger who used to go, cash the check, and then carry it back to development bank upstairs in the boardroom, get a cut out of that too. For all we know, let's suppose, hypothetically, that the messenger went bank to cash a check for $600,000, bring back the cash, and then the gangman them come upstairs, went up in the boardroom, and only $200,000 was distributed to the gangman them. Which gang? Which leader, which supervisor get 10? And how do we know that he take the 10 and he bust it up between all of them? Or he ain't keep 5 and bust up 5? How we know? Nobody know. Nobody know. And when you ask a question, oh, you know want the peace work? Oh, you know want the man them stop kill one another? You's on cunt? That's not what that means. If you don't have something sensible to offer to the conversation, hush your ass. What did we get in return? Oh, the murders them went down. Okay. Lord, I can't even find the damn article. I was bad, you know, because I was listening to it on the radio, you know. I was listening to it on the radio. The general surgeon gave some statistics of people who showed up in the emergency room with gunshot wounds. And it was some serious numbers. 2015, 2016, 2017. And one would think that during the time of Team Unity, there were no murders. That crime was at an all-time low. Okay. Okay. Ask days of the week. You can't ask weeks, not what weeks now. Hold on there. I'm going to ask my Virgin where I could find that thing there, because I'm going to find it, you know. If I don't find it this morning, tune into issues this afternoon, I'm going to play the statistics for some of you. Because some of you don't like to read and I don't like to understand nothing what's going on. I just see some old dancing stupidness come out pan times confusion and I run with it straight up and down the place. I see some fake page post some shit and I run with that. Block them. Yeah, they want them come try to follow me. Some wait was? I don't remember. But a screenshot didn't even put it up with the PLP logo. Me just block that. I want to hear nothing. Who are you? Who are you? I don't know who you are. Somebody got these fake profiles and I keep long conversation them with them. Block them. How you know who they be? You know the grandmother? You know who they be? You know, bye. I wish we could get back to a state in real life where people use common sense as opposed to using just the emotions to go through life. But that cannot be no vibes. That definitely can't be no vibes. But again, somebody say crime went down but HIV increased. I guess that's what makes sense. You see why I want to find this thing and play it for you this morning here? just remember it, you know. I just remember it. 5 days ago was what date? Somebody help me out here. 5 days ago was what date? Today is the 12th. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say February 6th. Alright? I'm going to look for February 6th. Here we go, February 6th, April 6th. Bye. Oh my God. I talking about February. Oh, I did start to man. But yeah. On Island T. If not the 6th, the 7th, 1 out of the 2. There was a general surgeon that they had on, Azad Gums, my good Pam friend, had on a general surgeon talking about the situation with the what you call it? Da 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 ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you. Okay. It's not that one. I will want to find you because I want to play it for you, you know. Because I don't believe somebody to understand how these politicians like to manipulate shit. And then come and talk a bag of fat. Crime did not go down. Crime was still ongoing. But what happened is that the people who used to sensationalize it on the Douglas, they went away. Oh, here? And so they wasn't doing it anymore. But I'm going to find it. And when I find it, I'm going to play it for you. 9 homicides in 4 months. You think that they sound good for a small country? And instead people say, these gangsters, they stink. First thing, doctor just have petty piece money? Are the same thing me na ask? When they were up and down and saying the peace working, this and that, and then bram, we had a murder. Me say what happened? Peace done now? Oh, EK you this. Oh, EK you just beat me. Just ask a question. Cause the peace is so great. How in God's name we still got people that kill one another? How? I mean, bye.
Since after we did the MRI.
Woman, me don't want to hear you. To do an MRI. Must stop it. Because I understand how is it that these people
and how they're setting up, how you even see the victim on the ground, how you're supposed to position them, you check for the other to see if you have
I started
other
running
wounds.
through it in my head too. I was like,
thinking,
but we just covered this. Oh my goodness.
You know what? I like that you guys are saying that because it tells me that the information is getting out there and the point of the show is to educate.
Yes, it
Nothing
is.
beats education, and that's what we're here for always, to inform our audience.
So tell us, what are we going to be discussing today?
Okay, we're going to be discussing a topic that is quite familiar in the community. We're going to be talking about gallbladder disease. Many
It's not that day. Not that about that day.
That is usually managed in the hospital because they have an infectious process. You inside them look like I was fascinated.
Because how can you build when you're still paying a student loan? You know?
Watch right. I'm going to find it, you know. I hold on it. I'm going to find it. As soon as Azad answer me, I'm going to play it to you. But if one eye could find it for me, that would be great. But there was a general surgeon who was on Island T, right? And she gave some statistics. I was like, wow, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. And these people pretending like we ain't had no murders on the team unity. Look me. Looketh me. Da 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 ba da. Natalie Osborne. That's her name, Natalie Osborne. She was the general surgeon that was on Island T, talking about the thing. What you call it? Lord, help me out here. That somebody want to do it. Watch. Somebody said check the comment above. Which comment you talking about? Island T, April 4th. Lord, Miss Weeks, thank you so much. I know it was sometime in April, you know? Yes, April 4th. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you. And boom, you send it to me WhatsApp as well. Good. So people, go and listen to it for yourself. Go and listen to that interview with the general surgeon for yourself. Miss Osborne, Dr. Osborne. April 4th, I'm going to find it. You come. And when I done, you tell me if these shootings and these crimes that these gangsters carrying out is somehow the fault of Dr. Drew Salary, as Yasmin Matthew, a fake profile on Facebook, is purporting that because Dr. Drew is getting a salary, that's why the gangsters them killing one another again, or continues to kill one another. You could recall back in 2015 when this whole piece was brokered. You had 5 murders in a weekend. If I tell you why them man they get killed, I will hide and ball. Some I don't, maybe you in touch with what's going on the underground. But if some of you understand what happens on the underground and how these gangsters think, some of you would ball, you know. Lord, some of you would ball. Because ain't easy. These men ain't playing. They would kill you for nothing. They say right now, me tell you, they say right now the killings are going on, is friend killing friend. Me blow wow. Me bachelor's degree, where me na ha. Let me see what find it you here. Because we don't listen to this.
Worldwide, and do you have any statistics locally? So looking at it from a worldwide.
This is a combination of patients who would have come to the hospital. Some may have succumbed to their injuries, and oftentimes many did not make it to the hospital.
There we go.
But in 2021, we attended a total of about 32 cases of gunshot violence. And this is varying in severity.
You mean
32. In 2011,
yes,
we saw a total of 32 patients with gun-related injuries, okay? And with this data, those were the only cases that came to the hospital, because there are some persons who died on the scene and did not make it to the hospital.
So it's 2011.
That was 2011. So in 2012, we had a total of 16 persons who came to the hospital requiring medical intervention. It ranges from severe or to minor injuries. In 2013, we had about 13 persons. In 2014, 18. In 2015, we had 22 persons coming to the hospital for medical attention as a result of gunshot wounds. And in 2016, there were about 23 persons. And 2017, there were 25. And when we got to 2018, there were about 33 persons. Okay? Many of those persons might have been admitted. Some were seen and discharged based on the level of the injury. And some persons had to have surgical intervention. Then I collected some recent data, and it says in 2029 we had 22 cases accounted for, 13 were serious, and we had about 9 fatalities. That's 2019. 2019.
Right.
And in 2020, we had 11 cases where 5 were serious, varying in severity, and 6 were fatal. And 2021, we had 14 cases where 4 had varied degrees of injury and 6 had succumbed to the injuries. And in 2022, we had 10 cases of gunshot violence where 6 were injured and 4 resulted in the loss of life. And thus far in 2023, we've had 1 case that was seen with varied degrees of injury, and we've had 7 fatality, and we're in the month of April, is it? Yes. So that's a statistic.
And looking at
Okay. So people, did you make a note of the years that we had gun violence incidents that made it to the jail in France? Since 2015? Huh. Men about are you? But that's too damn high. And remember, under the Team Unity administration, violent crimes were down. Every time Timothy opened his mouth, down. Your Team Unity administration, the peace program is working. You hear what the doctor say just now? Are you hear him? Are you hear what the doctor say? Those are statistics. Verified. So, come back here, come tell me now how crime is a labor problem. Come back here and tell me how is it that some dancing people out here literally peddling the notion that it seems like when labor in power, crime don't go up. How come these statistics wasn't reported by Time Shit and Wally? How come Weeks wasn't reporting these things? How come Massive wasn't putting out these figures? How come these figures weren't made available to general public? When we up and down screaming from the top of our lungs, the peace was working. Dr. Ju trained something. Listen to the statistics again. And I'm going to play them back. I hold on there. I is going to play them back. I hold on. Because I want to write them down, you know. I get out your pen and get out your paper because we're going over this thing again and we're going to write them down. Where is my notepad? It was just here a moment ago. The devil took it up. Devil, bring back me thing. When you had a call to take up, my notepad. But through you not jamming Timothy, you come to help your faithful servant. But that ain't going to help him. Because God is in control. You let me go here again. Madam Lady, tell us again what happened.
Gun-related injuries. And that was just the year 2020. And I have all local data from the Joseph N. France General Hospital.
Let's go.
And I took some data from 2021 right up to 2023. And this is a combination of patients who would have come to the hospital. Some may have succumbed to their injuries, and oftentimes many did not make it to the hospital. But in 2021, we attended a total of about 32 cases of gunshot violence, and this is varying in severity.
You mean
32. In 2011,
Yes.
we saw a total of 32 patients with gun-related injuries, okay? And with this data, those were the only cases that came to the hospital, because there are some persons who died on the scene and did not make it to the hospital.
So it's 2011.
That was 2011. So in 2012, we had a total of 16 persons who came to the hospital requiring medical intervention. It ranges from severe or to minor injuries. In 2013, we had about 13 persons. In 2014, 18. In 2015, we had 22 persons coming to the hospital for medical attention as a result of gunshot wounds. And in 2016, there were about 23 persons. And 2017, there were 25. And when we got to 2018, there were about 33 persons. Okay? Many of those persons might have been admitted. Some were seen and discharged based on the level of the injury, and some persons had to have surgical intervention. Then I collected some recent data, and it says in 2029 we had 22 cases accounted for, 13 were serious, and we had about 9 fatalities. That's 2019. And in 2020 we had 11 cases where 5 were serious, varying in severity, and 6 were fatal. And 2021, we had 14 cases, where 4 had varied degrees of injury and 6 had succumbed to the injuries. And in 2022, we had 10 cases of gunshot violence, where 6 were injured and 4 resulted in the loss of life. And thus far, in 2023, we've had 1 case that was seen with varied degrees of injury, and we've had 7 fatalities, and we're in the month of April, is it? Yes. So that's the statistic.
And looking at the statistics for 2023, we've had 8 reported. And of the 8, 7 were fatal.
7 were fatal.
So it means that about 7 out of 8, I think, is 80-something%.
Yes.
Of those persons have died as a result.
Yes, and that is only for the first, 3 months of the year so far.
So, all you tell me, looking at these numbers, just look at the numbers. Since they want to call into question that it's because of labor, why gunshot violence going up? Let's go. 2015 we're going to start from. That's when Team Unity win, right? 2015. People, the reality is different to what these politicians tell you. And instead we go after the guns and the gangs. Or we go after one another. Everybody else is to blame except the gangsters now. No. In 2015 you had 22 cases of gun violence. 22. 22 people get shot in 2015. When God stopped the plane, some coming. We wanted to stop our young men from dying. 2016, 23 incidents. 2017, 25 incidents. Now suppose all them gunshot they did connect. These are the amounts of deaths, you know. In 2018, 33 different incidences. 33, you know. The only reason why they ain't make the news is because the people ain't dead. But in 2019 now, this is when the doctors start to bring in the deaths. People, understanding now. 23 separate shooting incidents in 2016. Shooting incidences. So which means these people went to kill 23 people. These gangsters set out to kill 25 people in 2017. They set out to kill 33 people in 2018. Now, let me be fair to the statistics. I don't know if these gun-related incidents were gang-related, or is police, or is legal firearm holders shooting people. We don't know. So let's just be fair. Let's give the statistics some fairness. Because I know somebody might come in and say, well, it could be police shooting. It could be somebody break into a house and the legal firearm holder bust a cap in their ass. The fact of the matter is they were gun related. In 2020, 11 shootings, 6 dead. In 2021, 14 shootings, 6 dead. In 2022, 10 shootings, 4 dead. Now we come to 2023. We ain't even in the middle of the year yet. And these gangsters done kill 7 nigger with illegal firearms. But all are you, just 3 weeks ago, up and down with EK name. Oh, EK is brandishing. Let's take down EK. Let's go after EK. EK is brandishing. But these statistics who do it? How well was the peace working between 2015 and 2022? Let me do some maths. I like maths, you know. Let me do some maths. Let me do some maths here, people. Because since people want to blame governments for what the ass gangsters and criminals doing, we gonna know. So let me do the maths. 2015, 22. 2016, 23. 2017, 25. 2018, 33. 2019, 22. 2020, 11. 20, no, hold on there. I got it wrong. 2015, 22, right? 2016, 23. Lord, I pressed the wrong thing. 22 plus 23. 2017, 25. 2018, 33. 2019, 22. 2020, 11. 2021, 14. 2022, 10. What the maths look like, people? How you come, man? We in maths class today. What the maths look like? Thank you, Bonnie. Elections in 2015 was 16. Was the 16th of February 2015. The government changed in February. That's at the second month in the year. And in the year that we had 22 shootings. And Team Unity's biggest achievement is the peace program. But on the Team Unity, you had a total of how much shootings, you know? You had a total of 160 different shootings. And those are the ones that were actually reported and made it to jail in France. So we know who get choy in and nobody know. And that was for 7 years on the Team Unity. So tell me again that with the change of a government, people want to murder people. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to leave now. I'm going to finish wash up my clothes them. I'm going to look some breakfast and get myself set and organized for issues, which will be at 1:30 this afternoon on Freedom FM. Oh, here. So where Shauna come and talk about? Sean last night to talk about crime. And what is the government doing? What we doing as a society? We need to stand up to these people. We know them. We love them. They don't take picture with how we. Why the hell we don't tell them stop the shit? Yeah, they won't want them get killed. Right inside Uncle T's. The gangsters went in there for somebody. A customs officer was in there. A policewoman in there. A preacher in there. Ghetto people in there. And they kill a man. Bap! Right in there. No regard for Uncle T's business. Uncle T's was shut down for nearly 2-3 weeks. I sure the staff was traumatized. How much I ever hear gunshot at close range? Not very many. It's loud as shit. And if you never heard one before, if it's not something that you're accustomed to, it rings in your ear for days. When I ask you, I tell you. Me don't hear enough gunshot. Ain't nothing pleasant. Get hit by a bullet and just drop. You know how traumatizing that is to witness? Maybe some I never witnessed it before. And so I could just talk. Maybe some I never witnessed another human being with his face tie up. You don't know who the person be. And they just run upon somebody with a gun, firing shots, and you close by. And you don't know if one gun hit you. You don't know if they're going to shoot you too. You know how traumatizing that is mentally? To know that you could go and go buy a chicken and chips. And a gangster could be standing up next to you, wanted by a next gangster. And you could lose your life as well in the process of them trying to deal with whatever beef they got going on. You know how scary that is? That you could be out on the strip in a party and hear bap, 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 bap. You don't know where the shots them come from. You don't know where they go. You just want to try to save your life. You know what that does to business owners? So Sean, you're right. But we need to place the blame squarely at the feet of the gangsters and the thugs. This shit about blaming politicians ain't gonna work no more. That's why I never jump on the bandwagon to blame Team Unity for the crime. My gripe always the gangsters. And me and some of them good. Because of people they be too. But every chance me get me tell them that me don't like their lifestyle. Every chance. Some of them they say about EK, but you just talk a lot and you know what's going on here. I said, well then explain it to me then. Because maybe I feel it because I'm on the radio and I have a nice voice and I'm well spoken, that me know how get a life go. Me know how get a life go. Me done had gun point at me, you know. Me done hand me way to me grandmother house. Walking through bush to get to me grandmother house. Walk up on a man trying to hide a garbage bag full of weed under some big bush. And he no see me when me a come. But me know what he do, me go about my business. The man no get up, turn around and pull the gun upon me. In that instance, I could have been dead. Because as far as he concerned, I might have been coming to rob him. Another instance again. I ride my bike on Mount Idle. Going Crab Hill. 2 grown-ass men on the top of Monkey Hill, on the top of Mount Idle, arguing. One by the water dam, one cross by Papa Fix Up. One of them pull out his gun and say, me always got me gun, see ya. And no sooner than he pull out his gun, I ride through my bike. Me never tell nobody these things. These are the first time me talk about these things. Yeah. But these are things me have to walk around with inside of me. Who the hell me could have tell? So me don't see it, people. So don't feel like because certain people talk a certain way and present themselves a certain way, they don't understand how ghetto life go. We understand how ghetto life go. The quote-unquote ghetto people who talk about we in the ghetto and the system of fight we down. They got to head water? No. They got to carry animals and so? No. They got to go help their grandfather go mountain go and come back? No. Some of them wake up in the morning, make breakfast done do. Clothes done iron. Wear Jordans go school. And they went to school go poppy show their goddamn self. And the government was paying for education. You know, hope you're not CSC subject. It's free, paid for by the government. All you got to do is get your ass up in the morning and go school, go learn. The very textbooks that were free from the government. And some people went school and poppy show themselves and come out with nothing. And then want to come out here on the streets now and say, the system against we. So we're going to take up a gun and we're going to go sell drugs and we're going to be a part of a gang. Oh, my father not love me. My mother not love me, so I got to be a part of a gang. The woman them run you only one gangster man. They don't want a decent man. So me going to be a gangster too. Me see my brethren them a smoke, me going to go smoke too. I mean I understand smoking. And you got some gangster try to recruit people, little nigga. You gotta join this gang, otherwise I'm gonna bang you up. Every day. You think I never had to go through that shit too? Between St. Paul's and Sunny Point, get war. One time I down the school, after school, let me tell you, it always had a war between St. Paul's and Sunny Point. Can't get on. In high school. One afternoon I clean in the classroom because we had a list that two or three students going to step back, sweep the classroom, clean up the classroom for the next day. My turn came. Everybody done gone home. While I did sweeping up the corridor, lot of stone. One of them catch me. When I look up some St. Paul's fellas, throwing stone after me. I went in the classroom. They come in the classroom behind me. You know who come in the classroom to defend me and help me against them? Ah, you know him. He's a boss man. He named Jigger. Ask him. Devin Warner. The boss man Jigger. When I see him, ask him. The same Paul's man, them come in the room who gang me. And he is who come back. I don't know where he was come. I don't know if he was supposed to sleep with me or whatever. Me remember, 'cause it was so long ago. That's when I met you in high school. And he come back to today. Them same pass people who try to bang me up, me and them son out. How we don't pass one another nowhere. How we live decent life now. If I tell her who they be, I gonna laugh. But me gonna tell her. But me and them go today. That could have gone horribly wrong. And if I was a quote-unquote vengeful person, I'd have probably gone back after them and bust their head. And then what? I'd end up in the system and then my life gone on the drain. But I chose not to. Because I'm a violent person, don't get me wrong, I could defend myself. If I have to defend myself, I will. But that could be my last resort. And to today, me and them good out, we don't pass one another nowhere. But some people don't Lego these things. Some people hold on to these things and it literally destroy your life. The Bible tells you so. When you hold on to hatred and vengeance, it destroys you as a person because you're not supposed to carry that. You weren't built to carry that. Vengeance is reserved for the Lord. He could manage that, not you. So don't tell me that you got beef from since high school. You're part of a gang since you in high school. What you telling me? Rastafari, you know. People, I going left for you. Tomorrow morning, me going to be here because I'm supposed to be on Island Tea with Azad and my friend there. So, not sure tomorrow. But Friday, definitely coming back here. I got these stories too. So don't feel like, oh, he can just attack because here now what's going on. Don't bench them things there, Rasta. Certain things you got to let go. And get another story. At the time we come Bastille for if it was a choir or a drama thing, Bastille High School auditorium. Right? I was sitting down by a window. And I'm gonna tell her who it is. He's a referee in the park. Right? Them time we in school. He come up by the window and hit me a hard scuff. I was so pissed. Can't like people hit me. I literally asked the person 2 seats over, lend me your knife. Because if he come back and scuff me again, I'm going to stab him. You hear? This while we in high school. We come Bastille to a drama show at the Bastille Auditorium. My man give me a hard scuff, you know. Man was an athlete, you know. They play football, you know. He the referee right now in the park, you know, for big games and so, you know. Man is a referee, you know. Man got a decent job now, you know. Sure he married. I mean, he go to today. Now, suppose I did stab him. He probably would have dead. I would have been in jail. But I get up from where I was and I move. When we come outside now, they start to beat up on us. Man, give me a hard kick. My cousin, James super sad, come outside and say, "Bye, but he can you really take that the boy?" And with that, when he tried to intervene, they put some licks on him. So I've been through it. But we were outnumbered. We in Bastille. What we going to do? I thought about it. I said, "Lord, if I stab he today and he dead, I jail me going. And I can't go jail. I can't embarrass him mother. That's the only thing I got to my mind, you know. I can't embarrass him mother. I could have stabbed him because I had the knife. But I thought about my life. I said, Jesus Christ, if I stab this dude here tonight, I'm going to embarrass my mother and my grandmother. Because I saw they rear me. My cousin did vex with me for days because I'm in a fight back. Not that I couldn't fight back. But me as a man, me like to think way ahead. I might not have been where I be today. Because I might have been in jail. I might have gone through the juvenile system. And I tell me, yeah, all right. When we had sports then now, remember this clearly, the same guy who scuffed me, the same guy who kicked me, he was standing up on Mount Tidal. I had a disgusting cousin from Sunny Point. He done went jail enough times. Me sure he don't kill people. I spot the dude and I spot my cousin. And I say, you know what? I'm going to make my cousin slap him to our off because he in Sunny Point. No! That's the only thing was going through my mind at the time. Oh, here. And then I say, you know what? That makes no sense. When he spot me coming towards him, the guy turned white like a ghost. Because he never thought he'd see me again in life. And I walk up to him, I watch him in the face, I just smile and shake my head and just kept it moving. If we did gang him then and there, my life would have mashed up. So don't for 1 second think that me just a talk because me could talk. I've been through it. I chose not to go down a certain road. You can always choose. If they not kill you, if they not wound you mortally, you could forgive and forget. Move on. But you know how I was able to do that? I was taught conflict resolution in the church by my grandmother at school. Why are you telling me? We don't teach we children them to manage their emotions. A child try temper tantrum, you give everything what he want. Just give him. And we not correct him. Not my mother, you know. No. I kept it moving. To today, I got kids. I've been married. I live in a decent life. He live in a decent life. You hear what I lie? He's a referee in the park. He went on to have a good career in athletics. He got a nice, decent government job. A nice wife. And we don't pass one another away. Our lives could have gone horrendously wrong if I had choose violence. So don't tell me that me not understand. I understand the rage that was in me when I saw him. If I didn't know myself, if I didn't have the groundings and the teachings of my grandmother and the church and from school and my mother, I would have killed him right there. I would have killed him at Bastille High, or I might have killed him in Sunny Point. So don't tell me not understand. But I made a choice. Me ain't going on that road there. Me ain't going on that road. I can't do jail. So don't tell me not understand. A lot of our young people, a lot of your parents, I not teach our children nothing. Are you sending little monsters out into the world with other people because I refuse to take responsibility and train our children them. I just a spit out little nigger just so for spitting out little nigger say because I could do it. I not teach our children them nothing. I not got nothing and I can't teach our children them nothing. And so the little nigger them don't understand conflict resolution. Somebody say, you can bring him on your show, not me. Me want I know who you be. Because if I know people will take these things personal. If I know people, and somebody might hear my story and feel away and want to do something to. So no, look at that. But I just tell her just to show her you. I know how we go. I know what it feels like to be wrong. I know. Look, these people that abuse me every single chance they get. First was these PAM people, now these PLP people. So I know. But anyhow, that's my little story. I'm going on the road now. Trust me. You could choose a different path. Are you messing up with country? You know the amount of man dead? And then see the children them come to nothing? Over what? Sometimes when you understand and hear what these gangmen are over, you just want to slap them. But if you slap them, they're going to kill you. It's some petty shit. Buy me no buy. Anyhow, let them statistics they sink in, and the next time anybody come to I with any agree, but trying to mix politics with crime and trying to blame a government for crime, tell them statistics there. Because Timothy was doing everything right for 7 years. They had the peace. They had prosperity. They had surplus after surplus. But 160 something shootings, incidents, happened under them for 7 years. Douglas had a lot in 18 years. But 160 in 7 years, shooting incidents, gun related. Tell them done with the foolishness. Tell the gangsters them done with the foolishness. The gangster who is your cousin, you know he's a gangster. The gangster who is your brethren, who is your G, you know he's a gangster. Tell him done with this shit. Tell them. Instead of open on a talk about what the police are do, what Dr. Joe do, what Timothy been do, what Douglas been do. What they are sorry about the gangster them who live amongst us, who are poppy of themselves. Only me want to talk. If you say I don't want to talk because I'm afraid to offend them, well, me not afraid to offend them. They're going to be offended. They're going to be all right. But they're messing up the country. They're affecting your stores. They're affecting your bars. They're affecting your DJs. They're affecting your bands. You know what? You can't get proper health care up the hospital? Because you know what it costs to look after one of them shooting victims there? You know what it costs? And half of them don't have the money. So when I put on the talk about, oh, health care this and health care that. You know the kind of strain a shooting incident they put on the hospital? Go listen to the interview and hear the doctor say, all these people on call, we got to go do this, we got to go do that, because somebody decided to shoot somebody. Are you done with the bullshit? Are you here for it? And I'm fed up of seeing it. Have a good day. See you. I gotta go now. Check these statistics. I think my little nigga then could pop herself in front of me. I must be mad. folks, have a great day. Thank you for joining me. The numbers ain't look bad at all. I just want them over on the other page now. So please go to the YouTube. The YouTube is Real Right. Subscribe, like it, share it. The Facebook page is Let's Get Real. Let me see if I could post the link in here so you could go over to that page and follow it. Hello? How you doing? Yes.